And welcome back to Jacksonville. It was really cold last night, a nip in the air, but it's warmed up. 55 degrees at kickoff time, and it looks like the sun is trying to come out. So Gary Kubiak, the head coach of the Houston Texans, he's in his 4th season. He wants his players to make plays down the stretch to finish games. He thinks that they will do it today. Jack Del Rio in his 7th season on the other sideline. All he does is win here in Jacksonville. Another solid season, although they are coming off a 23 loss to the San Francisco 49ers last week. So Houston has won the toss. They deferred. Jacksonville will receive. The Texans send it away. This is Mike Thomas bringing it out of his own end zone. And Thomas crosses the 10 and gets up to the 18-yard line, a 23-yard return before being stopped. And the tackle made by Martinez on special teams. Brings out David Garrard, 25 of 36 last week, 307 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown, but he didn't throw an interception either. But he was sacked 6 times. His quarterback rating 95.5 as Garrard became the 2nd Jaguars quarterback to throw for over 12,000 yards in his career. Mark Brunell the first. First down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Jones and Maurice Jones-Drew in the backfield out of the I formation, and they hand it off to Maurice Jones-Drew, and he is met and dropped immediately. DeMeco Ryans, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. A loss of 2. So Jacksonville ranking 12th overall in the NFL, 16th in passing, 8th in rushing. Monroe, rookie left tackle out of the University of Virginia. They're very high on him, and he protects David Garrard's backside. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the backs and receivers. Torrey Holt is a future Hall of Famer, won a Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams. 2nd down and 12 at the 17-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew lines up as the single setback. And David Garrard fired. And he has his tight end, Ernest Wilford, out of the backfield, gained 7 yards. Cushing making the tackle. Last week against Indy, the Texas defense intercepted Peyton Manning twice and also sacked him twice. Mario Williams, he's their big pass rusher, 5 sacks on the season. Okoye, Cody, and Smith. Meanwhile, the linebackers, you know Cushing, he's a rookie having a great year. The reason, because he's standing right next to another great linebacker in DeMeco Ryans. And in the secondary, Reeves starts at left corner because Glover Quinn, the rookie out of New Mexico, is out because of a concussion. 3rd down and 5 at the 24. David Garrard with time. Fires to the sideline, just flicks it out. And it's caught on the sideline. Nicely done as Mike Thomas makes the catch, extends on 3rd and 5. He gains 5 and a first down. Brian McCain making the tackle.
Yeah, it was a second effort. As Thomas comes out, you'll see he's going to catch this, and he's tackled. Is really well defended there. McCain's got a hold on him, and he just extends past. It's just that's what you get for being over 6 foot, Gus. You're able to extend and keeps this drive alive, and it's really crucial early on, Gus. It really makes the whole team feel better when you get that first down on your first 3 downs.
First down and 10 of the 29. Jones and Jones-Drew in the backfield. Here's Garrard, pumping, looking deep, over the middle, caught. Lewis cuts inside. Mercedes Lewis down at the Texans 25. That's a 47-yard gain. Zach Dials and Bernard Pollard there to make the tackle.
Yeah, and this is a play made by David Garrard, and this is exactly what the Jaguars would love to do. You know Houston can throw the football and move it. You're going to have to come up with some big chunks of yardage. David Garrard, just before he finds Lewis, pumps the football to the far side to Sims Walker. The defense jumps, and some of the guys on the backside freeze their feet. Mercedes Lewis keeps running and comes wide open.
So Mercedes Lewis allows the Jaguars to now have a first down at the Houston 24. Handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew spinning. And he goes down. A 2-yard gain. DeMeco Ryans again, and this Texans team, their whole focus is Maurice Jones-Drew. They said that if they can tackle number 32, they can win this football game. And in order to tackle number 32, they know they need to get low.
Yes, sounds simple. Tackle 32. It's not easy. And DeMeco Ryans really laid a good lick on Jones-Drew right there, but he spun out of it and gained an extra 1.5 yards.
So Jones-Drew lines up as a wide receiver now. He comes into the slot at the top of your screen. Garrard, that one batted down at the line of scrimmage. as Sean Cody, fifth-year player out of Southern California, got a big hand on the football. And that brings up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and this is a great play. Cody doesn't get much penetration. Great job by Meester right up front, and Cody just kind of jumps into the passing lane. Meester, that's a kind, is frustrating for an offensive lineman, Gus. You stone your guy at the line of scrimmage, and he still makes a play on you. And that's a tough thing for a quarterback. Those passing lanes are crucial in the pocket. It's not just being protected, keeping guys away. It's also keeping them out of the way.
3rd down and 9. Opening drive for Jacksonville at the Houston 23. Here's Garrard, and he is sacked. Great pressure being applied by the Texans, and that's Antonio Smith. First man to him. A loss of 10 on the play.
It's a jailbreak, Gus. Watch as everybody reins in on him. I mean, that's everybody. Connor Barwin's also in on it. You called it. Antonio Smith right in his face, and that is a team meeting on top of David Garrard. And that's a protection breakdown. The Texans brought a lot of pressure, and it paid off.
Brings on Josh Schaub. And Schaub lining up this field goal from 51 yards out. Clean snap, got it up, and good. 51-yard field goal for Josh Schaub. And Jacksonville strikes first, 3-zip. Josh Schaub now 3 of 7 from 50 yards and out this season as he nails the 51-yarder. Jacksonville scoring on their opening drive. Andre Davis is back deep to return for Houston. And Davis allows it to go out of the end zone for touchback. So Houston will have it at the 20-yard line. And here comes the natural. Andre Johnson told us he's going to have a big game today. Welcome back. 3-0, Jacksonville with the lead as Houston takes over at their own 20-yard line. Matt Schaub joined by Vontae Leach and Chris Brown in the backfield. Schaub throwing on first down, in trouble, and Schaub sacked. Grove starting today for Julius Williams. He gets the sack, only the 11th of the season for Jacksonville.
And this is one of the things that the Houston Texans didn't count on. And what happened, it's obvious. Dwayne Brown just got beat off the corner. And you said it, Gus. Groves just came in and got there right away, and Schaub is down. That is a huge, huge play for Jacksonville and a huge blow to the Houston Texans.
So Rex Grossman has to get ready quickly as he gets some instructions from Gary Kubiak. Grossman in his 7th year out of Florida. See if we can see what happened to Schaub.
And it looks as though it's, I don't know, he just went down on it. It's hard to know. Sometimes you never know because so many things get caught wrong, and when guys fall on you, Gus, you don't have a chance. If you're held by the tackle and you can't figure out how you're going to fall, you can't brace yourself. And Schaub, no question, he's in some pain.
Wow.
I mean, he can't even stand up straight. And you almost think it looked like his elbow got jammed into the ground, and it could be his elbow or it could have jammed into his shoulder. It could be anything, no idea, but he's hurting.
So Rex Grossman has to be ready. As Schaub heads to the sideline, we will update you on his condition as soon as we know something. Grossman coming in after the first play for this Houston offense. 2nd down and 11 at the 19. He's throwing it to the sideline. Andre Johnson slipping right in front of Derek Cox.
I was down on the field pregame, Gus, and I saw 3 or 4 guys doing some pregame rituals. You see Schaub being looked over, and that right there, Gus, is the story for the remainder of the season for the Texans. If that guy goes down, they're in some trouble. They're in some trouble.
3rd down and 11 at the 19-yard line. Rex Grossman, former Chicago Bear, 22nd overall pick. When he came out of Florida, looking, fires, and picked off. Down the sideline. Anthony Smith grabbed it. Goes 31 yards And the Jaguars are in business again.
Now this was tipped by Walter as he came across the middle, high into the air. Watches, he's going to try and go up and get it. And no, it's not right. It was tipped
by Tyron Brackenridge.
Right into the arms, just behind. This is a throws way high by him. Must have got clear away from him. I don't know. It's hard to even tell. He might have been trying to fit it in to James Casey. Hard to tell where Grossman was actually even throwing the football, but it ends up in the wrong hands.
Jaguars with the football at the Houston 18. Handoff straight ahead. And this is Maurice Jones-Drew stiff-arming, breaks a tackle, and gets to the 12-yard line. Bernard Pollard, the safety, comes up, but it's a gain of 6. And now Schaub walking into the locker room. It looks like he's trying to work out that left hand. I don't know if it's a wrist or an elbow.
Yeah, when he's grabbing his collar like that, it's a good idea. Sometimes you get an idea, but if he's working his hand's probably okay. If he's holding his hand up like that, that's like a shoulder sling. No telling what's going on, but it's bad. If they're walking in, he's shaking his head, it's never a good sign.
2nd down and 4 at the 12-yard line. Garrard to throw. Incomplete. Torrey Holt, the intended receiver, and he gets knocked down by Dante Robinson.
Up until today, Gus, it's been raining here in Jacksonville for 3 or 4 days, and this field is slippery. I noticed a lot of guys warming up, doing the pregame ritual thing, and they were sliding around, falling, coming down with it. And we've seen a couple of guys fall down already. Andre Johnson fell down on the first throw that was made to him. And I'll tell you, you watch Torrey Holt run that last route, he looked like he was on ice skates trying to make a turn.
3rd down and 4 at the 12. Holt at the bottom of your screen. Sims Walker at the top. Garrard out of the gun. Remember, he's a great runner, and he runs it. But the Texans were ready. As Garrard stopped inside the 10 by Bernard Pollard. A gain of 3, and they really are high on Bernard Pollard. They got him off the street from Kansas City. He moved into the safety starting spot, and he's been doing a nice job.
Yeah, he's a grown man. I mean, this guy knows how to play football in a physical way. As the Jacksonville Jaguars, they didn't even hesitate. They sent their short yardage people onto the field, Gus, and they're going to go for this on 4th and 1.
Jaguars trying to put the Texans away early after Schaub gets hurt. Grossman throws a pick. And now, on 4th down and 1, Jaguars going for it. Quarterback sneak. David Garrard is 240 pounds, and he gets it.
Yeah, there's
like a fullback.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it too. They actually did it with short yardage people in there. They didn't care whether the Houston Texans packed it in there with them or not. They didn't spread the field at all. They just let David Garrard line up and go, and it was, it's not much of a gain, but it's effective. And I think Jack Del Rio showing his team he's got a little faith in him against this Texan defense down inside.
So Jack Del Rio's Jaguars 1st down and goal now at the 7. Maurice Jones-Drew. And he carries the load and gets inside the 5. A 4-yard gain.
Yeah, this is where I think, Gus, as much as we've seen Maurice Jones-Drew and people around the league have seen highlights of him, I think this is when he's his most effective. He's very compact, very physical runner, and he's got good speed. So even down in a tight field in the red zone inside the 5-yard line, he can get to the corner with speed. He can also cut it back up inside and be physical enough to pound it in.
2nd down and goal at the 3-yard line. Jones-Drew, single setback. They give it to him again. Cuts inside, he gets close, but no cigar as he goes down close to the goal line. D'Amico Ryan's first contact, 2-yard pickup, and that brings up 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, and at this point, Gus, this kind of opens it up, particularly for the Jaguars. I think they've got a really nice personnel package for down close. They got a quarterback who's big. We've already seen him quarterback sneak it. They've got a physical running back, and their quarterback and their receivers are very good down close, and their tight ends, now they don't have a receiver in. Heavy people look for the run.
3rd down and goal at the 1. Maurice Jones-Drew. He still didn't get in. No, he didn't. Texans stop him on 3rd down and 1.
The official on the far side looked like he was tempted to raise both hands as a touchdown, but he decided not to. Ooh, great job.
Zach
right in
Dials.
the hole. Zach Dials meeting him right in the hole. and wins the collision. Bang! And I'll tell you what, great job there by the interior of the Texans defense.
But Jacksonville thinking about it right now as Jack Del Rio throws out the flag, and that is the challenge flag that he keeps in his pocket.
And here's one of the things I saw on that, Gus. Maurice Jones-Drew is so low. When he went down low and spun out of that hit, it looked like he might not have been down.
Jacksonville is challenged, but the play was a touchdown. Timeout.
So our first challenge of the game, Jacksonville up 3-0 on the 1-yard line. Did he get in? That's the question. Welcome back, 3-0 Jacksonville, and here's the play that's being challenged.
Here's one of the things I thought when Maurice Jones-Drew meets Zach Dials in the hole. He gets spun around. I think he might have stayed up, but no. He goes down right there. His behind is on the ground. The ball is not, and then he lunges into the end zone.
Timeout.
And then and right there, as you just saw, the ruling stands. Terry McCauley giving us the information.
So Jacksonville loses a timeout as Gary Kubiak goes to his notes. The Jaguars keeping their offense on the field. They're faced with a 4th down and goal at about the 1-inch line, so they are deciding to go for it right here. Jack Del Rio throwing caution to the wind on his home field. Out of the eye, Jones and Jones-Drew. Mojo again, and he won't get it! What a great stand by Houston. They stop him again. This time, it's Cushing and a DB. Take another look. No way did he get in. D'Amico Ryan's there as well. So the Texans stop the Jaguars on the 1-yard line. Now they're huddling up in the end zone.
A DB comes in and makes the big hit. Beasing is there. Ryans makes the stop. What a huge play. A couple of big wins for the Texan defense.
Grossman throwing out of his own end zone. And it's incomplete. A lot of pressure on Rex Grossman in for Matt Schaub, who went out of the game after the first offensive play for Houston. He was grabbing his wrist. It also looked like he may have had a shoulder injury, one of the two. And we do not have an update on his status as of yet. And as soon as we do know something, we will pass on the information. 2nd down and 10 at the 1-inch line for Rex Grossman. Signed as a free agent during the summer. Former Super Bowl quarterback with the Bears. Grossman underneath. And the Texans will get a little bit of room now as Kevin Walter makes the grab, gains 7 yards on 2nd and 10.
It's almost hard to put into words how big that Houston defense stand was after the turnover that gave them the ball in their own end, gave Jacksonville the ball in their own end. They came down. They withstood a challenge which cost Jacksonville a timeout that they won, and then they got 2 stuffs. You know, Jack Del Rio knows his team has got to be efficient down there because this Texan offense is potent, although now with Rex Grossman, all bets are off.
3rd down and 3 at the 8-yard line for Grossman. In for Schaub. Hands it off. Brown. Nothing. Great tackle in the open field by Groves, who already has a sack. And Houston gains no yards on that play and will have to punt.
And you'll watch, they're trying to get a simple running play in there, and I'll tell you what, Grove just went right by Casey, the tight end. Casey's not really a great blocking tight end, obviously, because Quentin Groves just walks right by him into Chris Brown's face.
So that brings in Matt Turk to punt out of his own end zone. Back deep, Mike Thomas backpedals, starts from the 37. Down the sideline. Very solid return for Thomas. 54-yard punt. 13-yard return. Glenn Martinez with the tackle on special teams. Gary Kubiak has found out that his quarterback, Matt Schaub, has a shoulder injury and his return is questionable. So most likely they'll have to go with Rex Grossman the entire day. 1st down and 10 at midfield for David Garrard and the Jags. Garrard throwing on 1st down. Brings it down and is sacked. D'Amico Ryans, the middle linebacker, shooting the gap. 2nd sack of the day for the Texans.
And Garrard stumbles out of the pocket. Watch as he steps back. He's going to stumble right down here. Watch his foot. He gets stepped on by his center. Then he goes and right there, you know, this is kind of a two-man sack because Dewan Robinson kind of stepped into the throwing lane before he could throw it, which caused Gerard to pull it back in and open up the Ryans for the sack.
A loss of 7, 2nd down and 17. And the draw play. Maurice Jones-Drew looking. And he picks his way back to the original line of scrimmage at midfield as he gained 7 yards. So looking for the perfect gift for a football fan, give them NFL.com Game Rewind and relive every game of the 2009 season in HD quality video. Special holiday offers only at NFL.com/Game Rewind.
Guys, I can't tell you how many things have changed in this game now that Matt Schaub is not going to play for the Texans. That affects both sidelines hugely.
3rd down and 10 at midfield. They need to go to the 40. Gerard into the flats. And he finds Zach Miller, who gets close to the line. A flag on the play. And it will go against Jacksonville.
Well, this is going to be offensive pass interference.
Pass interference, offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And the Jaguars, very interestingly enough, one of 3 teams not to have a pass interference penalty this season. Buffalo, the Jets, the other.
There you have it. That's their wide receiver. You know, Thomas just stepped in and kind of pushed the defender off. You can't do that.
Thomas, instead of picking up the 1st down, Jacksonville will be faced with a 3rd down and 20 from the 40. Gerard down the sideline, incomplete. That one sailing over the head of Mike Sims Walker. Good coverage on the play by the Texans. Jock Reeves. And Jacksonville will punt.
You know, this is a point where if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know all of a sudden that Houston's potent offense, the one that's like number 4 in the league, has the highest completion percentage over the last 4 years in his passing game. Everything changes. You can be very much more conservative.
So Glenn Martinez returning punts today. Jacoby Jones missed a meeting yesterday. Gary Kubiak left him home. Potter drives it. Martinez sidestepping from the 7. Crosses the 10 and gets up to the 12. A 53-yard punt, a 5-yard return. Tackle by Montel Owens, and there is a flag on the play.
It's going to be a block in the back.
Covered 52 yards.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 32. Half the distance to the goal. Timeout.
That's Fred Bennett, backup defensive back. So coming up, the Texans will go with Grossman as Kubiak ponders. Tasker with the call of David Carr's touchdown on the final play of the game in Houston's 2003 win over Jacksonville. One of the many great moments in the 50 years of NFL football on CBS. 1st down and 10 at the 6-yard line. Ryan Moats is checked into the game. And a very nice run for Moats the first time he touches the football, crossing the 15-yard line. So the Texans are hurt. Steve Slayton didn't play because of a shoulder injury. Now Matt Schaub has a shoulder injury, Steve.
Yeah, it came off that first throw. He went to his second option, and then he got hit from behind and driven into the ground, and that's where the shoulder comes into play right there. Came out immediately, has not returned, went right into the locker room, and Rex Grossman has been in the game since.
Derek Harvey making the tackle. 1st down and 10 at the 16 for Rex Grossman. And they give it to Moats. And the former Philadelphia Eagle gets up to the 20-yard line. Gains 4 yards on the play. Clint Ingram with the tackle. Big game going on for the Tennessee Titans as they take on the unbeatable Colts. Here is James Brown.
Gus, Colts looking for their 21st straight regular season win. Joseph Adai with an 8-yard TD run, his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. 5 plays, 75 yards. Indy on top of Tennessee, 7-3. Back to Gus and Steve.
And I also noticed in that update, as you see the playoffs there, took them 1:58 to score that touchdown.
2nd down and 6 at the 20. And Moats again. Right now, Texans running the football well. Groves with the tackle. And that's what Gary Kubiak, not only Gary Kubiak, but everybody that came in from the offensive side. Matt Schaub along with Andre Johnson, Kubiak telling us that they have to run the football today.
Well, they got to get some balance, and that becomes even more of a factor with Rex Grossman at quarterback. Matt Schaub was a guy who could throw it with anybody. He had a high completion percentage, playing like one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Rex Grossman hasn't seen the field yet this year until today, and you wonder how effective he can possibly be.
3rd down and 3 at the 23. He does have weapons, however. Grossman underneath, throws that one behind Andre Johnson. And it's incomplete. Derek Cox, the rookie out of William & Mary, right with it.
And this is one, you think about just what we've been talking about. This is one that Matt Schaub hits. This is going to be out in front of Andre Johnson, not behind him. It's a slant that Schaub and Johnson have been throwing for 4 years. And they don't miss those. And that would have been an obvious first down, and Rex Grossman just hasn't found his rhythm yet.
Matt Turk punting. This one off the side of his foot. He shaked it. And it does not take a Texans bounce. So Jacksonville will start inside Houston territory after the 23-yard punt. That's 1st down and 10 now at the 46 of Houston for Jacksonville. Maurice Jones-Drew, no, this time it's Rashard Jennings. And Jennings picks up 3 yards on the play.
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking across the field, realizing that now their offense is a match for the Houston Texans. David Garrard, Jack Del Rio, they know everything that's going on that side of the field, and they have really altered their game plan accordingly.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score Jacksonville 3, Houston nothing. We'll return to Jacksonville after these messages. Jack Del Rio told us they had a good week of practice. He said, we want to play our best football down the stretch. We're headed into December with 5 AFC teams to play, and we feel like we can still reach all of the goals we set before the season. On top 3-0 right now, 2nd down and 7. At the 43, they've had excellent field position. Garrard dropping back, stumbles again. Garrard to the far side, knocked down. Dante Robinson coming up and making the play. One of the best corners in the NFL. He's their franchise player this year.
Yeah, and he's lined up on Torrey Holt just about all day. And watch as Bernard Pollard comes in. Maurice Jones-Drew gets him, grabs him around the neck. Almost could have been called right there. But here's Holt on Robinson. Dante Robinson's the guy they'll leave one-on-one against somebody. Torrey Holt, not the #1 receiver for Jacksonville. So they'll let him go one-on-one with Holt and let Mike Thomas or Sims Walker be doubled on the far side.
3rd down and 7 at the 43. They need to go to the 36. Garrard down the middle. And Torrey Holt this time gets the best of Robinson. Ran a great route. Picked up 8 on 3rd down and 7. And Torrey Holt has now extended his streak to 165 consecutive games with a catch.
And Robinson playing off. You see Torrey Holt pushes him up the field, gets Robinson to open his hips up to look for the deep ball, and just as Robinson turns out of that break, Holt stops and comes back for the ball, and it's right on time. Perfect execution by quarterback and receiver.
That streak is the 2nd longest streak among active players. Hines Ward has 173 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1st down at 35, play action. Garrard sets up deep, going for the home run. Touchdown! Nate Hughes! The first-year player out of Alcorn State with the 35-yard catch.
Jacksonville has already come up with a couple of big plays. The play action working against Jax Reeves. And he just stays with it, and Reeves looks back, which he shouldn't have done. If the receiver gets a step on you, Gus, you got to run until you catch up with him. Don't look back for the football because it's coming.
Brings on Schaub to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. 4 plays, 46 yards. The first career touchdown for Nate Hughes, a 35-yarder. This ball was thrown perfect by that man, David Garrard. And the Jags take a 10-0 lead. All right, let's take a look at the scoring drive as Hughes with his first catch since week 2. 4 plays, Eating up 1:17. David Garrard with his 60th career touchdown pass. Back D, Andre Davis. And Davis tippy-toeing through the hole and gets to the 25 instead of exploding. Only a 23-yard gain. Tackled by Zach Miller on special teams. Got a sports fan on your gift list? Then shop online at the CBS Sports Store and beat the crowd's officially licensed NFL team gear is 20% off right now. Click on shop at cbssports.com and save big. Flag down, a holding penalty called on the return.
Yeah, the Texans have really had poor field position at this early point of the ball game. It's going to start to affect them. They really haven't had much breathing room. Gary Kubiak trying to adjust his offensive play calling with his backup quarterback in the game. It changes everything for him. And there you see it, their own 9-yard line. Jacksonville almost at midfield for their possessions.
First down at the 15 for Rex Grossman. Play action. Grossman stepping into his throw and throws a beautiful ball to Kevin Walter. On the sideline to the 35. Brackenridge knocks him out of bounds, but that's what you want to see. Grossman now getting an opportunity to knock some of the rust off and makes a throw. Gain of 21.
And that last couple of series has given the Texans a chance to step back and catch their breath now that Schaub is out, and start to think about what they can do as opposed to what they cannot do. And now Rex Grossman getting a chance to drop back, throw the football down the field and give him some room.
First down and 10 at the 36. Backup quarterback in the game. Grossman out of the backfield. Brown, and Brown chopped down at the 42-yard line. Nicely done by Darryl Smith and Brackenridge again.
Yeah, now, even you can watch Rex Grossman after that last, you can see him right there. After that last completion to Walter and then to the running back, he walks a little better, a little more confident, seems to have a little bit more jump in his step. I mean, he came out at first and he was a deer in the headlights. Now he's got a chance to take a breath.
2nd and 5 at the 41. And they hand it off to Brown. He pushes the pile forward and gets up to the 45, picks up 4. Now, how about Rex Grossman? He's a smart veteran quarterback, bringing Super Bowl experience to the Texans. Signed as a free agent during the summer. He's played in 36 career games with 31 starts, all with Chicago, and he helped lead the Bears to the Super Bowl in 2006. Rex Grossman out of the University of Florida, where he finished his career among the all-time passing leaders for the Gators and the SEC, took the Gators to 3 bowl games. 3rd down and 1 at the 45, and on 3rd and 1, quarterback sneak. Looks like he picked it up. And there are a lot of good quarterbacks that come out of Florida. There's one down there right now named Tim Tebow. He lost last night. A game great game. Congratulations to the University of Alabama and Nick Saban. But Tim Tebow, he is another great quarterback that comes out of Gainesville.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But this guy right here, Rex Grossman, his penchant and the reason he left Chicago really was the fact that he likes to throw it up. I mean, he does not like to take sacks. He's one of those guys that he doesn't care if the guy's open. If he's getting pressure, he'll throw it.
First down, play fake, bootleg. Grossman wide open as he trots down, and a nice slide at the 45-yard line. Grossman picking up about 8.5 on the play.
Yeah, and you'll see here, watch right here, nobody really gets through. The receiver, Walter, comes across like he's gonna go out for a pass, and then he stops and seals off, so he's not even an option for Grossman. This was a run all the way. The receivers weren't looking back for the football at all.
2nd down and 2 at the 46. Leach and Moats in the backfield. In the offset eye. Moats hits the corner. Picks up yardage. Darryl Smith trips him up, but Ryan Moats gains 8 yards, and it's very interesting to see how this Houston Texans offense is starting to settle down. They're without their quarterback, but Rex Grossman is starting to find a rhythm, and Gary Kubiak and company calling some very nice plays.
Well, that's the thing. They're a good offense, and even though their quarterback, Matt Schaub, is a great quarterback, that guy's pretty good too. Kubiak knows how to run an offense, and he's got guys around that quarterback that are pretty good too. They'll be able to make do in this game.
First down and 10 at the 38. And Grossman fumbles. They tried that quick pitch. They wanted to try the quick pitch, but Grossman, either his footwork or he stepped on one of his teammates.
Well, he went down and Vontae Leach was trying to do the play-action fake right up the middle, and he ran right into Grossman, and that's just the fact that Grossman doesn't know how he knows how the play's working, but those two have probably not done that play since training camp.
Makes it 2nd down and 14 after the loss of 4 at the 42. They need to go to the 28 for first down. Grossman deflected, incomplete, flags on the play.
And this is going to be offensive pass interference as well. We saw one called on Jacksonville.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The contact occurred after the tip. 3rd down.
There you have it. Once that ball's tipped, Gus, guys could pull out ball bats back there and hit each other. They don't count.
So here's a question. They always say that the backup quarterback doesn't get an opportunity to take very many snaps during practice during the week. How many snaps does he actually get a chance to take?
With the number 1 offense running his offense, probably 0.
Wow. 3rd down and 14 at the 42. Grossman, straight drop, has his arm hit as he releases the football by Darrell Smith, incomplete. Darrell Smith having a great start to this game, and that will force the Texans to punt.
Yeah, and this is one of those times Rex Grossman stands in practice and watches Matt Schaub do this, and he has to take the rep mentally, Gus. You ask how many reps he's taken. Well, as many as he can stand back there and watch. He has to take them mentally. That's why backup quarterbacks a lot of times are the smartest guys on the team. They can translate what they see into what they do.
Very good point. Matt Turk sends it away and heading for the end zone. And this will be a touchback. A 42-yard punt, but a net of only 22. 10-0. Jacksonville with the lead.
A moment ago we were talking about backup quarterback Gary Kubiak, talking there with Kyle Shanahan behind him, talking to Rex Grossman. Grossman watched Matt Schaub get ready for this game, and he had to take those reps mentally. Now he's getting a chance to do it live.
First down at 10 to the 20-yard line. And Maurice Jones-Drew running the football. So I thought you brought up a very interesting point, Steve, when you said that he takes the reps mentally in practice, because he doesn't get an opportunity to work with the first team, and the theory on not splitting the time is?
Well, you don't give him reps in practice because you're not trying to get him and Matt Schaub both half ready to play. You're trying to get your starter completely ready to play. He's required to watch and be able to see it on the practice field and on film, and then do it without having run through it. That's maybe the toughest job in football.
2nd down and 8 at the 22. And Garrard drops it off. Maurice Jones-Drew. And Maurice Jones-Drew stopped at the 27. D'Amico Ryans with the open field tackle. Texas doing a nice job with tackling this afternoon. They're really bringing Jones-Drew down, and he's known as a guy that can break tackle.
Yeah, and this thing, we've done the Texans a couple of times this year, and the difference now in their defense where it's more improved than it struggled early in the year is when the first guy gets to the football, he's making the tackle. Early on in the year, guys would run past the ball, or they'd slip and fall, or the guy would slip out. Now, the first guy's getting there, and it's made an enormous difference.
3rd down and 2 at the 28. Garrard has hit 6 different receivers. And Garrard out of the shotgun, over the middle. And it's caught once again by Zach Miller. Burst of speed. Look at the big fella. Rumbling down the sideline. And he's down at the 10. Zach Miller, the rookie out of Nebraska, Omaha. 62 yards. But there is a flag as Brian McCain, another rookie out of Utah, tracked him down. But did he have a burst? Maybe a horse collar.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 41, horse collar tackle. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Officially a 60-yard reception for Miller.
Yeah, here he is right here. It looks like he's, kind of standing on the street corner waiting for the bus. He comes out, watches, he goes out, makes a nice stick move working there against Cushing. And Cushing gets caught, and man, the big guy, you said it, Gus. That's why you draft a guy at tight end. He can run and stretch the field from the slot down inside. Wow.
He played quarterback in college. Did you see number 15 at Florida maybe doing that next year? Garrard in the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Mike Sims Walker, going up high. Reeves deflects it out of his hand.
This brings us to a great part of what Jacksonville's problems have been, their red zone efficiency. They were down close in San Francisco 4 times a week ago. Jack Del Rio, not only were they 0 for 4, Jack Del Rio maintains, hey, we were 0 for 5. We were on the 22 and came away with nothing. Their inability to punch the football into the end zone has been a huge problem.
Second down and goal at the 5. Here come the Texans on the blitz. They pick it up, dumped off, and Miller chopped down. Nice tackle by Reeves again. Once again, Reeves starting for Quinn, who is out with the concussion.
You know, you talk about it. Last 7 games for these Jacksonville Jaguars, Gus, they've been inside their opponents coming into today. 20 times they've been inside the 20-yard line. They have 5 field goals and 6 fumbles.
Wow. David Garrard has had problems holding on to the football. Third down and goal at the 4. Garrard in the shotgun. And Garrard looks far side. Touchdown. He looked one way, through the other. Ernest Wilford right there. And the Jaguars take a 16-0 lead.
Yeah, and the Houston Texans were backing up into the end zone. And Wilford right here, watch as he gets out. He goes out, and they zone it off. And before they can stop, you see 2 guys that kind of plant, slip, can't get there in time. That's a great goal line route. I love that route. Just get there, throw it to him right at the goal line, let him fall into the end zone.
Josh Schaub in for the extra point, and it's up and good. David Garrard throwing a nice ball to the converted tight end. Ernest Wilford, formerly a wide receiver, he's got good hands. Uh-oh, he's back, folks. Matt Schaub's on the sideline throwing moments ago.
Yeah, he pulled a Willis Reed coming out of the tunnel. Going to kind of try and get back in the game, and that's huge news for the Texans.
Josh Schaub sends it away to Andre Davis from the goal line. And Davis crosses the 15 up to the 16-yard line. A 17-yard return, and here comes the quarterback, Matt Schaub, going out after the first play of the game for their offense with the shoulder injury. Looks like he's got a harness on it, Steve.
Yeah, you can see right there, there's a sleeve right there. And what happens is they'll make it so in that harness he can't raise that elbow above his shoulder. But it's not on his throwing shoulder, and he should be okay. We'll see if he can hand off with that arm as well as throw with his other.
Schaub throwing, and he finds Andre Johnson on the slant at the 25. Rex Grossman was 3 of 9 when he was in the game, 33 yards and 1 interception. Derek Cox with the tackle after a 6-yard pickup.
That's a
personal
horse
foul,
collar again.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 21, horse collar tackle, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Derek Cox doing that, and this is, you know, Gus, they call this, and I understand the safety issue, and I can agree with it. It's hard to do it. The reason they pull that out, and because they call that and start calling it all the time, is because the defender will grab that horse collar and swing into the back of the legs and injure guys. And that's why you see it so often.
That was the first catch of the day for Johnson. First down at the 39. Schaub back in. Dropping back. Throws it out, and it's caught by his fullback out of the backfield. Leach at the 45. 5-yard gain as Cox stops him once again, and already a difference. You see that Rex Grossman missed Andre Johnson on that slant. Matt Schaub comes in and finds him quickly.
2 plays out of the box, comes out and just throws the football down the field. Short throws, no question, but no question. Matt Schaub looks as though he looks sharp, guys. It doesn't look like the injury is bothering him at all.
Second down and 5 at the 44. The handoff, and it's Moats. And Moats picks up 4 yards on the play. Smith there.
You'll see there, as you look back on the road, this guy has been really good. 339.8 yards per game this year. This offense is really humming.
Texans offense ranking 8th in the NFL. 3rd in passing, 29th in rushing. 3rd down and 1 at the 48. They pitch it to Moats. He's got a convoy in front of him. And Moats trying to break through the hole, but Gerald Alexander is there for the tackle, a 3-yard gain.
I'll tell you, Gus, Gary Kubiak's got to be looking out there at the scoreboard. You're down 17-0 in the second quarter with 5 minutes to go, and you're down 17-0. Now your starting quarterback is back in the game. That's a long road, and I'll tell you what, if Matt Schaub can bring the Houston Texans back in this game, it will be heroic.
Same thing happened in the opposite way to Houston last week after getting up early on Indy. Schaub to the sideline. Moats with the catch. He's crunched out of bounds. Durant and Cox with the tackle, but it's an 11-yard gain for the tough little runner out of Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, and you think this is a great play by Schaub. He comes back, feels the pressure, just moves away from it, and then just lays it out there. Now, you know this, too. Schaub's already been sacked once hard and been out of the game. He's got an injured shoulder. He is not going to take a chance to stand in the pocket and let the pressure get to him. That ball is going to be coming out today for the rest of the afternoon.
First down and 10 at the 39. Texans need to make up a lot of ground, trailing 17 shape. Moats. And no gain on the play. Darrell Smith. Jacksonville, they've lost twice after leading by 17 points in franchise history, so no guarantee.
That's in history. That's not just like this year. That's in history.
Second down and 11 at the 40. Kevin Walker to the far side. Andre Johnson at the bottom, and he's being guarded by a rookie, Derek Cox. Play fake. Schaub looks, takes his time, drops it out to Brown out of the backfield. Safe play. Nice yardage, 7-yard gain as Smith and Russell Allen combine on the tackle.
Yeah, and Schaub came out. They've got a corner coverage with a safety over the top on Andre Johnson. Schaub looks at him first to see if he's going to be able to get that ball or fit it in there, and then he hits the check down right behind him. So there's no question, when they line up and Schaub drops back to pass, his first option is always number 80 at the top of your screen.
Third down and 5 at the 34. Schaub in the shotgun. They need to get just inside the 30 for first down. Schaub down the middle, and it's on. David Anderson, a 15-yard gain on a crossing route, and it gives the Houston Texans a first down as Middleton makes the tackle with Alexander.
And I think this is a great play because they put Johnson right outside of Anderson. They got to double Johnson, and Anderson you can't double two guys on the same side of the field. So that leaves Anderson with a lot of space, one-on-one, and an easy completion for Matt Schaub. Great job with formation and personnel by Kyle Shanahan.
Boy, is he having a good year, Kyle Shanahan. First down and 10 at the 19. And Schaub thinking about running it. Buying time. Drops it off again. And Andre Johnson dives for what looks like another first down in front of Alexander.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Schaub moving out of the pocket. And you can tell he's still not 100%, but Andre Johnson just stood there and then just shuffled out, and Schaub was so patient. Watch as he does this. Johnson's standing right in front of him, but he's covered, so Johnson just shuffles to the sideline, and Schaub lays it right in there for the first down. Great job by two veterans.
So Matt Schaub showing some incredible toughness with that banged up shoulder. Houston threatening, down 17-zip. Do or die for the Houston Texans. Matt Schaub knows it. That's why he's in the game, playing with a banged-up shoulder. 6 for 6 on this drive. 10th play of the drive that started at their own 18. First down and goal. Brown! Touchdown, Houston. Matt Schaub comes off the bench looking like Johnny U. Drives him all the way down the field for 6.
You know, in the open, we said that the thing that Jacksonville had to do was make Houston earn it, make him go the long way. Well, Houston just did it. They went 11 plays, over 80 yards right down the field, and man, they didn't miss a beat. Impressive drive for a guy coming back out of the locker room after being injured.
Extra point by Chris Brown is up and good. What do you think happened to Schaub when he went into the locker room?
Oh, I'm sure they gave him some help, no question.
And it's helping. Schaub leading the Texans. They're finally on the board. As we take a look at the drive, Matt Schaub leading the Houston Texans as Brown runs it in from 8 yards out. Mike Thomas back deep, and he will let it take a bounce and go out of the end zone. So the Jaguars will start from the 20. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, and Coach C for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. You know, Houston has come back from a 17-point deficit only once in their franchise history to win. November 28th, 2004 versus the Titans. They trailed by 18, won at 31-21. Matt Schaub talking with Kyle Shanahan and Rex Grossman on the Texans sideline. First down and 10 at the 20. Rashard Jennings in the backfield. They run the reverse. And it's Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas, a very good runner with the football, although he's a wide receiver, picks up 6 as Beasing makes the tackle.
And I'll tell you, Gus, when your quarterback comes out of the game and then comes back in and everybody and the offense starts clicking, even the defense will feel it. Look for the Texan defense to play a little better now, too.
Wind picking up here in Jacksonville to the far side. Thomas again. 4th round pick. Pac-10's all-time leader in receptions out of Arizona, stopped by Bryce McCain after a gain of 11. Hurry up offense now. 2-minute drill for the Jaguars. Up the sideline, almost picked off. He was right there but couldn't hold on. Reeves.
And watches Reeves push him to the outside, opens his hips. Knows he's got a safety over the top. You see Pollard coming in late. That makes it possible for Reeves not to concentrate on the receiver, but on the quarterback. And then a great, great play on the ball as Smith lets David Garrard know it's not going to be an easy day.
2nd down and 10. Garrard, delayed draw. Jennings. And Jennings, hard piece of running, gains 11 yards on the play. Pollard, the safety, comes up and makes the hit. But after that 11-yard pickup, a minute to go. Jacksonville leading 17-7. Don't forget, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB and the crew for all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up at halftime. First down and 10 at the 47.
Cut him down.
David Garrard scrambling. Now he becomes a runner. Slides down at the 40. First down, Jaguars, gain of 12.
Yeah, before David Garrard even finished his drop, he realized the Texans were in man-to-man coverage, and if he came out of the pocket, nobody was going to be covering him, so he had plenty of room to run.
Jacksonville with 1 timeout remaining. Garrard again over the middle, and it's caught by Jennings out of the backfield. And he stopped at the 33, 8-yard gain. Clock still running, 28 ticks and counting.
And now they've got plenty of time now because they're already in field goal position, even though it is at the outer range.
2nd down and 2 to the sideline. Thomas with the catch. He's wrapped up, and now they'll burn a timeout as Bryce McCain tackles him. 4-yard pickup with 8 seconds to go. And you know, Jacksonville's kicker Josh Schaub struggled in last week's loss to San Francisco. Schaub's 40-yard field goal attempt in the 2nd quarter went wide left. And in the 4th quarter, Schaub's 21-yard attempt hit the upright. Josh Schaub has nailed one today from 51 yards out, but look at those numbers, 12 of 20.
Yeah, and it strikes me, Gus, when it starts to go bad for a kicker, something has to happen to change in his mindset and in his confidence. I mean, it'll drag and it'll follow him around like a cloud around their head. They've got to do something to get out of a slump. And sometimes hitting a big kick will do it. Sometimes something will happen even away from the field that'll do it. Somebody can say something to him or help him in such a way. But something's got to change for a kicker. Otherwise, they go into a slump and in a funk, and it can cost them their job.
Jaguars will take one more shot at it, though. At the end zone, they throw it up. And out of bounds. So now with 10 seconds to go and a 2nd down, what do you do? Now they're going to bring Schaub onto the field.
Yeah, and that does it. I mean, they were going to take one shot. They had plenty of time to do it. With 10 seconds left on the game clock, they put some time back on the clock after that last play with the timeout. and that gave them a chance to take their time, take a shot at the end zone, and then set up for the field goal.
So Schaub good from 51 today. This one will be from 46. Podlish, the punter, is his holder. It's up. And good. Josh Schaub. 51 and 46 yarders today. And the Jaguars take a 20-7 lead during the closing moments of the first half.
It's good snap and hold. And as I was saying, Gus, when your kicker starts out a game, has a couple of really good kicks, it's probably going to be a good day all around. But when a kicker misses one early like he did last week in San Francisco, sometimes the rest of the day goes south as well.
Josh Schaub getting congratulated by his teammates. 5 seconds remaining in the first half, 20-7. Matt Schaub may not get another opportunity here in the first half.
Yeah, and it may be that Matt Schaub and the Houston offense, even though they took a beating when he was not in there, they didn't get much production out of it. Now they're down by 2 touchdowns or 13 points. You know, it's going to come down to the Houston defense keeping David Garrard out of the end zone and off the scoreboard in the second half. The defense is going to have to pitch a shutout in the second half to allow that offense to get some points on the board and close the gap.
Schaub, line drive kick, and is fielded at the 20-yard line by Davis. And Davis goes down, and that should be the end of the first half. So Matt Schaub comes off the bench, comes out of the locker room rather, leads this team into the end zone. They're on the scoreboard, but Jacksonville with an excellent first half, 20-7 is our score. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. They're watching the National Football League on CBS, home of Super Bowl 44. And that was Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. They will be performing live at halftime of Super Bowl 44, February 7th, right here on CBS. 20-7, our score at halftime. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker. Very dramatic first half. Matt Schaub gets hurt on their first offensive play, hurts his shoulder, goes into the locker room. Jacksonville storms ahead, 17-zip. He comes back, scores a TD with a Chris Brown run as he leads them up and down the field, and you get the feeling this game may get interesting.
Absolutely. There's no question Houston and Jacksonville feel pretty good about their offenses, although if you look at the halftime statistics, everything is in favor of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's why Matt Schaub was out. All these statistics took effect: the time of possession, the turnovers, total yards, everything went the way of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Houston does have room for hope, because when Matt Schaub came back in the game, they drove over 80 yards and went right to the end zone like it was nothing. I mean, this offense for Houston is good.
And this game being brought to you in high definition here on CBS. So Matt Schaub in the first half, he came back and ended 6 of 6 on that last drive for 53 yards. Texans will get the ball to start the second half, as Josh Schaub, who nailed 2 big field goals, a 51 and 46 yarder, sends it away. Andre Davis starts inside the 5. And Davis with a great seam. This time he hit the hole and crosses the 30, gets up to the 33, a 28-yard return. Anthony Smith with the tackle on special teams. And here's Matt on that drive after coming out of the locker room with a shoulder injury.
Came out of the locker room, they put him in a shoulder harness. He came out, and I mean, immediately started airing it out, and he looked poised. The running game by that time, also, as soon as they started throwing the football effectively, that running game came alive, and they were able to punch it into the end zone. Matt Schaub looked as sharp as ever on that drive.
First down at the 33. And Schaub throwing on first down. Underneath, incomplete, intended for Kevin Walter. Good defense, though, by Tyron Brackenridge, and the stats with and without Matt Schaub.
Well, you can see, played 9 plays for 81 yards. They had 20 plays for 53 yards without him. I mean, that's the difference, and the turnover came on a bad throw from Rex Grossman. So You know, this offense, I mean, they've got an uphill battle. They're down by 13 points. They've got a lot of work to do in this second half, but it looks like they've got their right guy doing it for them.
Leach and Moats in the backfield. And Moats trying to make somebody miss. Can't do it. No gain on the play. A terrific job by Justin Durant, their middle linebacker, third-year player, played in the MEAC at Hampton University.
Yeah, Moats kind of jumps in and hops back inside. And good disciplined defense by Jacksonville. The linebackers, they're not paid to chase that ball where they're not. See how Durant waits right where the hole is and forces the football to come right back to him. So if it does, he's there to make the tackle. Perfect defense by Jacksonville.
3rd down and 10 at the 33. Texans are 3 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. They need to get to the 43 for a first down. And a flag, a false start against Houston.
False start, offense number 83. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Kevin Walter, the wide receiver.
Yeah, Kevin Walters doesn't understand what happened. He shifted out to the wide receiver spot, and I don't know that he was set before they went in motion. Nevertheless, they called it. He doesn't like it, but it's going to stand.
Penalties have been a problem for the Texans the last 3 weeks. 3rd and 15 at the 28. Jacksonville showing blitz. Andre Johnson gets to the 30 with the blocker, and he is dragged down about a yard short of the first down. Darrell Smith got on his horse and brought the great receiver to the turf.
Yeah, no question. He stepped back out, a little bubble screen. They got 2 tight ends coming out and the offensive tackle coming out to help him. He looked like he was going to get it, but great job by Jacksonville. They rallied around the football and got him just short, and that's why, Gus, you know, a little false start penalty cost you a first down in that situation, and the Texans will punt it away.
Andre Johnson, 3 catches, 30 yards. Mike Thomas standing at the 15, ready to return it for Matt Turk. Wobbly kick by Turk, but it takes a Houston bounce, and boy does it. Wow, all the way down to the 2-yard line, maybe the 3. A 57-yard punt. And here come the Jaguars, leading 20-7. Worst starting field position of the day for the Jags as they huddle up in the end zone.
Now you look at this, that down, they turned it over on downs inside the Houston 1-yard line as well. So they've been incredibly productive today against this Houston defense.
First down and 10. That's a movement. No flags.
You see that they think the ball was loose in there. I don't think the play ever got off. Houston jumped into the neutral zone, called the play dead. Now Terry McCauley trying to pull them apart. 2nd down. Oh, they did run the play. Wow, watch this. The ball comes up, and this was... Oh, and he snapped it early. Meester snapped it early. None of the other offensive linemen or offensive players were ready for the ball to be snapped. Even David Garrard had to get on it. And that was a bad play by the center on a missed snap count.
2nd down and 12. And Garrard slipping. Garrard sacked in the end zone for a safety. Zach Dials. And Garrard, Steve, has been slipping. That's the 3rd time he's slipped as he's dropped back to pass.
No question. No question, Gus, and you called it. And Maurice Jones-Drew also slipped. He was going to hand it to Maurice Jones-Drew, and he slipped, so there's nobody to hand it to. He turns, and then he slips. I told you earlier on, players were slipping during pregame. It's been raining for a couple of days here in Jacksonville, and this play is doomed as soon as both guys trying to run with it slip and fall in their own end zone. And I'll tell you what, Gus, you don't think field position's important. That's why it's terrible when you get the ball inside your 1-yard line. Anything can happen. You get 2 of the great athletes on the Jacksonville team, Maurice Jones-Drew and David Garrard, slipping and falling, and it costs you 2 points. You think these guys have got, you might be thinking now, look, he's going to clean his cleats out on the grill right there. They might be changing shoes as well, going from 1/2-inch cleats to 3/4 cleats, but it hasn't been a problem for Garrard up until that play.
So Jacksonville giving up the safety, first one Since 2007, they've gone 37 games without giving up a safety.
Well, that changes things. You know, it's 20-9 now. Plus, they give up possession of the football to Matt Schaub after halftime.
Podlish punts it. Short punt. Martinez dropped it, picked it up, and Martinez gets to the 39-yard line, a 48-yard punt and an 8-yard return. So Matt Schaub and the Texans with excellent field position close to the 40-yard line, down 20-9 after the safety. Zach Dials has been playing great football today defensively for Houston. Play fake, Schaub looking over the middle, now to the sideline, and it's caught at midfield. Brian Moats stopped by Justin Durant, but he gets 12 yards on the play.
And this is Matt Schaub with plenty of time to step back there, go back to his third option on that play and dump it off to Moats. And that's one of the things that Jacksonville has had problems with. They haven't had a good pass rush. Even though they got an early sack on Schaub and put him out of the game, now Schaub seems to have all the time he needs.
First down and 10 at the 49 of Jacksonville. Moats again. Houston committed to running the football. Only a yard this time. John Henderson, the big man in the middle, two-time Pro Bowler, 335 pounds out of Tennessee with the tackle. He misses his buddy Marcus Stroud, who left and went to Buffalo. Marcus also having a Pro Bowl type season.
Yeah, that's big Hendy. I mean, he's big, 6'7", 335, and I think the 335 may be inaccurate.
Second and 9 at the 48. Schaub again to throw. Schaub steps up in the pocket, wants to run. He's got to get down, and he does. And he went down on that left shoulder. Yeah, Justin Durant.
He jumped right back up, but that's the last thing you want to see Matt Schaub do if you're Gary Kubiak. He does a nice job, and this is why he's so good, Gus. He takes what's there. He has great pocket presence. He keeps his eyes on the defense, not on the rush, and he goes down, and when he slides, he rolls over. Even with his injured shoulder, he takes a big spin, rolls over on it, and comes up unhurt.
John Henderson getting up slowly. Big fella. Walks to the sideline. Remember, he was the player that before the game used to have one of the trainers give him a big slap on the face.
Yeah. And you'll see right behind Schaub, right here. See what happens to him. Well, I don't know. I think he just falls, maybe doesn't get a chance to brace himself before he hits the ground. I don't know, but he doesn't seem to be hurt too badly.
Third down and 2 at the 41. And Schaub in the shotgun now. Matt Schaub over the middle. Anderson intercepted. What a stick. Russell.
Yeah, Reggie Nelson, I think, really...
Make that Justin Durant with the interception. He returns it 27 yards.
Yes. Gerald Alexander is going to really put the hit on Anderson, pops the ball up into the air, and sure enough, goes right into the arms of Nelson, and that is just perfectly played by a safety. Anderson was open before he could even pull the football in. He gets labeled for the turnover.
And Durant, right place at the right time. Alexander with a great stick. And now Jacksonville has it at the Houston 40-yard line. Here's the reverse. Thomas again. This time he stood up. Dante Robinson making the tackle on top. Dominique Barber on the bottom, and that's a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you think this is something that Schaub cannot afford to do in this game, trailing by as much as they are, getting back into the game, still being productive offensively, but they cannot turn the football over. The only break they got was the fact that was a gift of a possession by Jacksonville after the safety.
Second down and 11 at the 39. Gerard, pump fake. Looks backside. Whoa, incomplete. Sims Walker had it. But the Texans' defensive secondary converged on him quickly, Robinson and Barber.
Yeah, Barber's going to come up behind. Robinson trying to get there, and bang, from the inside. Barber comes in and goes in low, and watch his right arm slap that ball right out. As you see, Sims Walker just couldn't pull that in.
Tell you what, Dante Robinson, a heck of a football player, folks. He is tough as tough can be.
Now, he's not a very big guy, but he's small, quick, and can stay with these great receivers in the NFL.
He's got the heart of a lion. 3rd down and 11 at the 41. Garrard fires. And it's caught. Torrey Holt in front of Bryce McCain. And that's an 11-year veteran working on a rookie. And boy, did he work him.
Look at this. He looks inside, takes kind of the slant, and then just heads up the field, then turns his head to the outside. McCain doesn't know where Torrey Holt's going to break this route off to. And Holt pulls it right in, makes the catch, rolls out of bounds, maintains possession. That's a huge, huge play for Jacksonville.
And David Garrard throwing a terrific ball on that play. A 16-yard gain. 1st down at 10 at the 25.
False start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Jack Del Rio, he made the decision a couple of years ago to go with David Garrard over Byron Leftwich. Garrard, originally 4th-round pick out of East Carolina, more of a running quarterback when he was playing at ECU, but he's really developed into a very solid pocket passer who has the ability to run and make big plays.
Yeah, in retrospect, there's no question it was the right decision for this team. He took some heat over it at the time, but nobody has looked back.
1st down and a long 15 now. At the 30, quick hitter, and it's Maurice Jones-Drew, picks up 3.
And you think about this, Gus, we talked about this game and how important Jones-Drew was going to be in this football game, and really hasn't been the factor we thought. He got stuffed twice at the goal line on an inside short yardage play, trying to get in the end zone, couldn't do it, but the way David Garrard, Torrey Holt, and Mike Sims Walker have played, it's really taken the edge off Jones-Drew. He hasn't been needed as much as he would in a normal football game.
Houston linebackers doing a nice job of bringing him down. 2nd down and 12 at the 27. Garrard again to throw. Garrard to the sideline. Caught by Sims Walker. Close to a 1st down. Reeves with the tackle. But now David Garrard is picking them apart.
Yeah, watch this. Sims Walker takes in, gets back to the outside right where he wanted to be, and makes the move, snaps his head around. And you talk about Sims Walker, he's told us that watching Torrey Holt has really taught him some things about route running, and David Garrard standing in the face of the rush, stepping into a throw and letting it go. What a great job on both ends of that play.
Sims Walker, the leading receiver on this team, coming in with 51 catches. That was his 1st of the game. 1st down at the 15. Maurice Jones-Drew breaks a tackle this time and squirts out to the 10. And that's 4 yards the hard way. Dominique Barber with the tackle. And the fans here chanting Drew.
Yeah, it's one of those things we spoke about in the 1st half. Saw Jones-Drew get hit at the line of scrimmage and then pull his leg out of Mario Williams' tackle and then get an extra 4 yards. Now it's 2nd and 6, not 2nd and 10. And that's enormous, Gus. It's those little things, that one missed tackle, one step out by Maurice Jones-Drew changes things on this series.
2nd down at 6 at the 11. Here comes a blitz. They pick it up underneath, incomplete. Whoa! What a hit on Torrey Holt.
Well, Torrey Holt, you got to tip your hat, Gus.
Dante Robinson.
Barber comes in and makes the hit, and Torrey Holt, being courageous as he is, doesn't hesitate or flinch at all. Watch and listen. Torrey Holt knows he's going to get labeled when he gets in there, but you couldn't tell by the way he ran that route. That's why the guy's got, really, in my opinion, Gus, Hall of Fame numbers. The guy's got huge, huge courage.
3rd down and 6 at the 11. See if they go back to him. No, they pitch it to Maurice Jones-Drew, breaks it back with some room and dives forward.
Oh, it looks like he might have gotten the first down, Gus. What a great cut.
Barber stops him, and it is a first down.
What a great cut. This play, it's designed to go around to the right of your screen. He sees all the defenders coming up. He says, no way. So he heads back and gets it on the great cutback. And that's why the guy's so good, Gus. He's so strong. He sticks his foot in the ground, and then he drops his shoulder and gains the yardage for a first down. 2 plays in a row, Maurice Jones-Drew makes it.
First down and goal at the 5. And they hand it off. No room there. Bernard Pollard with the tackle on Maurice Jones-Drew, and Houston stopped Jacksonville on the goal line in the first half.
Yeah, this is a third down play, and then the fourth down play, the same thing, and it's been the nemesis of Jacksonville not to be able to punch the ball into the end zone. The touchdown they've scored today was from further out.
Second down and goal at the 5. Greg Jones lines up in the backfield now. Maurice Jones-Drew in motion. Garrard looking. Garrard scrambling. And Garrard goes down. No gain on the play. They may have even lost a yard on second down.
And I'll tell you what, David Garrard, I mean, in that situation, guys, things are going so well for them offensively. I think he gets maybe a little carried away. When this isn't there, he goes back to his third option. When this happens, get down. Get down, because there's 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, even one of his own piling on. Everybody wants a piece of David Garrard. If you're wearing a white jersey, you don't leave yourself open to that. Dive in, take the loss, and save the punishment.
He was sacked 6 times last week. That is considered a sack, so it's the 4th team sack of the day for this Texans squad. Third down and goal at the 6. Garrard out of the gun again, looking, throws it up in the end zone, and out of bounds. Ernest Wilford, closest man to the football. And now Jacksonville will bring on Schaub.
Yeah, once again, Jack Del Rio kind of shaking his head. This is the pass coverage out front. Sims Walker goes in, and then he gets kind of held in the end zone. Trying to go up and get it, can't pull it down. Wilford
got him.
Trying to go to the tall guy in the corner of the end zone. It was just overthrown as the pocket collapsed around Garrard.
So Schaub already good from 51 and 46. This one from 24 yards out. And it's perfect. Josh Schaub 3 for 3. 4 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Jacksonville takes a 23-9 lead. Let's take a look at the red zone defense.
Yeah, it's been excellent for Gary Kubiak. 3 possessions. They got 1 TD and 1 field goal, and then got it back on downs as well. So Kubiak's got to be happy with the way his defense is played, at least down close.
Davis from the 5. And Davis chopped down at the 21-yard line after a 17-yard return. Brian Ewu making the tackle, and here comes Matt Schaub and the Texans. You wonder what's going through Jack Del Rio's mind. He told us that his team was 0 for 4 in the red zone last week against San Francisco, and they have to be more productive. Could be costly against a team like Houston that can score points in bunches. Schaub in trouble. They set up a screen. Moats trying to make something out of nothing. And he gets maybe 2 yards on the play. Derek Cox with the tackle. And Matt Schaub was under pressure.
Yeah, he finally got this off. They set up the screen. He has to pull it back down, falling away from the rush, and he trying to guard that shoulder, that left shoulder, as you can see. And in a game like this, you're exactly right. The Jacksonville Jaguars have got up on the Texans, but they have not scored as many points as they would have liked to. And against this team, you never know if it's going to be enough.
Second down and 8 at the 24. Schaub to the sideline, and incomplete. Justin Durant may have gotten a fingernail on that football intended for Andre Johnson. Philadelphia taking on Atlanta today. Here's James Brown in New York.
All right, Gus and Steve, Michael Vick has returned to Atlanta on 3rd and 1 from the 5. Takes it across for the score. His first rushing touchdown since October 2006. Mixed reactions when he was introduced at the top of the score of the game, that is. A lot of cheers there. 20-0 Eagles over the Falcons. Gus and Steve.
All right, Philadelphia 7-4 in the playoffs if it were to start today, but they're still chasing Dallas. Tops in the division. Dallas taking on the Giants. Here's Schaub, and Schaub is sacked, and that's a loose ball on the field. Flags on the play.
Yeah,
and Houston will hold on, but let's see.
Could have been a face mask as Schaub was going down. It looked like he got whacked. It could have been a blow to the head.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 54, blow to the quarterback's head on the face mask. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Quentin Groves.
Yeah, watch as this. Quentin Groves had a really nice day, but Schaub's going to come in. The pressure's going to get to him. Jacksonville has not put much pressure on the quarterback. You see there, wow, you got to call that. That's right. You can say what you want about how the league is maybe overprotective, but that one, you can, yeah, that's why Matt Schaub kind of gave up on that play, man. That's a tough play. And Groves was just trying to swipe at it, maybe to knock the ball away, and he got caught up in the face mask, but they're going to call that every time, and they should, Gus. You and I complain about how much they protect these quarterbacks. In that case, the official's right on.
15-yard penalty, first down at the 33. Chris Brown. Wow. Good tackling by Derek Cox. Second down and 10 at the 33. And Schaub bounces out of the pocket, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Intended for David Anderson. So that makes it third down and long.
The thing that's different about this game, Gus, is the Jacksonville Jaguars are chasing Matt Schaub all over the football field. They have fewer sacks than anybody in the league, and this right here is a catch. And if I'm Gary Kubiak, I throw the red flag right now.
And he's going to do it.
He's going to do it. I think it's a catch. And he's thinking about it. We'll see if he does. Yeah, and I think this is going to get overturned. I'm with you, Gus. Both of us nodded our head when that thing came through. Watch as David Anderson, this ball never touches the ground. He hits it and pulls it in.
Wait a minute. It may have touched the ground.
Houston is challenged that the receiver caught the football.
Now watch. I don't think it touches right here. Now it doesn't touch here. And he gets his hands under it. He catches it.
Whoa,
that is a catch.
David Anderson. We'll see right after this. Watch this camera work as Gary Kubiak would appreciate it. This is our left end zone, camera 7, TJ.
After review, the ball never hit the ground prior to the receiver maintaining control. It is a catch on the field. It will be 3rd and 5 on the 38-yard line. Houston is not charged with a timeout.
So there's the catch right there. TJ and Dom on camera 9 doing a terrific job.
Nice.
Gary Kubiak challenging the play. And that will make it 3rd down and 5 at the 38-yard line.
That's a big difference. You got a lot better. You cut the percentages in half, double them for the Houston Texans. A 5-yard completion is all they need to keep this drive alive. It's a great challenge by Gary Kubiak.
Chris Brown in the backfield. Matt Schaub scrambles again. Schaub, he's going to have to dump it. Great pressure. Justin Durant in his face. And the Texans will have to punt it away. Derek Harvey in the vicinity as well.
Yeah, and that's Kevin Walter comes out and comes across, but as he comes across, Schaub moves the other way. Both he and, you see there, Chris Brown end up open on the opposite side of the field where Schaub was forced to scramble. That's why that play didn't work. Even with the pressure, they had some guys open, but Schaub scrambled the wrong way.
So Turk sends it away. And this will be Mike Thomas. Lost it. Loose. Picked up Andre Davis. And Houston has the football. We always talk about it, Steve. Special teams. And this could be a huge play. Really Thomas just lost it.
Now right there, right where Andre Davis grabs it, he's not going to be down right where he falls. He's going to be down right here where he picks it up. He's not allowed to advance this. Right there is Houston's ball. And you know, I'll tell you, Gus, you can say what you want to, and I've been on both ends of this. There is no worse job in football than catching punts in a tight game. Thomas is back there, and the whole team can play great, and you can mess it up with a bobbled punt.
He's only a rookie. First down and 10 at the 15. Moats trying to turn the corner. And Ryan Moats chased out of bounds by Smith and Gerald Alexander.
I'll tell you, Gus, the story of this game so far has been the front seven of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans can't run the football. They tried it up the middle, between the tackles. They tried getting to the corner. They've tried screens, and they can't make any headway. This Jacksonville front seven has really been outstanding today, almost playing exclusively a 4-3 set.
Second down and 8 at the 14. Watch Andre Johnson, bottom of your screen. Play fake. Johnson with the reception on the hitch, and he gets inside the 10. Derek Harvey stops him. And you just figure after the 4-yard gain that Houston has to be trying to set this rookie up. Derek Cox, he's had a great game, number 21 in the teal, but he's been guarding Andre Johnson the whole day.
Yeah, this is the point where you think it's 3rd and 3. If they do pick up 2 or 3, you might think maybe on the edge of going for it on 4th down by 14 points. Be interesting to see. 3rd down and 4th and 10. Johnson, top of your screen. They hand it off to Chris Brown, and he goes nowhere. So now Gary Kubiak and the Texans have a decision to make. Chris Brown and Matt Turk started to walk onto the field for the field goal, and they got waved back. The Texans are going to go for it here on 4th and 2. A huge conversion attempt here. This is a huge point in the game, Gus. The Texans need this conversion desperately.
They actually need 3. 4th down and 3. The first down marker at the 6-yard line. Schaub in the gun. They motion Brown out of the backfield. Here comes the corner blitz, and he may have jumped offside. I think Brackenridge jumped offside.
No, they call it
false
procedure.
Wow. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Wow. Chris White, the right guard.
Yeah, he saw the blitz coming in off the corner. He knew he was going to have to step out to it, and you see there, he knew it. They were coming with the blitz, and he just flinched. Right here, you see there, he just flinched just before the snap of the football. He knew the blitz was coming, knew he had to get out of his stance in a hurry, and he got there too quick.
So Chris Brown comes in to attempt a 33-yarder. Matt Turk is his holder, and it's good. 13 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Texans put points on the board, 23-12. Matt Schaub's not happy. 23-12, Jaguars leading it with 13 seconds to go. This kick coming right into your living room as Chris Brown sends it away. Mike Thomas secures the football this time, brings it out of the end zone. Oh, Mike Thomas. Like he was almost clotheslined at the 25-yard line after a 27-yard return. Kevin Bentley with the tackle on special teams. First down and 10 at the 25 now for David Garrard and the Jaguars. Up 23-12. Garrard hands it off Maurice Jones-Drew. And Maurice Jones-Drew tackled from behind by Bernard Pollard. The safety comes up and makes the tackle. Takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 23-12 is the score. We'll return to Jacksonville after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 44. Welcome back, and let's take a look at the scoring by quarters.
Yeah, anytime you see a 5 on a football score, it's something weird has happened.
It's like a baseball score. Yeah. Second down and 8 at the 27. Rashard Jennings checks in for Jacksonville. Here's Garrard to throw it. David, and it's knocked down. Bernard Pollard in the vicinity. Mike Sims Walker, the intended receiver.
And Garrard has been really good today. He had one mishap on the safety, but for the most part, standing tall in the pocket, delivering the football right on schedule, right on time, and really accurately. This offense has really been productive. The only thing you can say about this offense that's been a problem is their red zone efficiency. You see the touchdown there, but there have been 2 or 3 other times when they should have gotten in and didn't.
3rd down and 8, important 3rd down for Houston. They want to get off the field. Here's David Garrard, blitzed, got it away, and a first down. Zach Miller. Wow. Garrard throwing that one off his back foot. Miller with a nice run after the catch. 11-yard pickup on 3rd and 8.
Well, Brian Cushing is going to head right into David Garrard, right into his lap. The offensive lineman makes the choice, leaves the outside guy, goes to the outside guy, leaves Cushing coming, and Garrard sees him, and I'll tell you, that's hard to do. Step into there as a quarterback and deliver that football. Missed tackle makes the first down.
And they give it to Maurice Jones-Drew. But how about Zach Miller? 3 catches, 74 yards. Okoye and Pollard with the tackles there, and a valuable tight end. It makes all the difference in the world. I'm sure Matt Schaub could tell you that story as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Matt Schaub's missing Owen Daniels on the Houston sideline, but this is right now and getting into the 4th quarter. Now Maurice Jones-Drew becomes a factor. Can the Jacksonville Jaguars grind this clock out and run the football when they want to run it?
Maurice Jones-Drew, this time he will not be able to run it as Brian Cushing, the rookie out of USC, brings down Maurice Jones-Drew, a loss of 3. Now let's go to James Brown, standing by in New York for an update.
Gus and Steve, will the Saints get knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten? Jason Campbell hooking up with Devin Thomas. 2nd touchdown hookup of the day. Campbell, 20 of 30, 254 yards. Ties a career high with 3 touchdowns. They're on top of the Saints by 10. Back to Gus Johnson and Hall of Fame nominee, Steve Tasker.
You can't figure the NFL out. Washington beating New Orleans, come on.
Still a lot of time. Garrard in trouble and sacked. Fumbled it. And Houston may have it. They say they do.
Now Terry McCauley's pointing as though it was down. Now the ground cannot cause a fumble, and it looked like David Garrard slammed that ball in his
And they do have it.
It looked like Terry McCauley was going to point it down, but when Garrard, and now Garrard's slow getting up. Watch, does David Garrard put this ball on the ground, or does the ground cause the fumble? Oh, it seems to me the ground caused the fumble on that.
Mario Williams with the sack, and look how he just jerks him down at the last moment, and the ball comes out.
It looked like he slammed it on the ground with his throwing arm, and he's down before the ball comes out as well. I'd throw the flag if I'm Jack Del Rio, but worse than that, David Garrard's knee got wrenched awkwardly as he went down under the tackle of Mario Williams, and he is not.
Jacksonville has challenged that the runner's knee was down prior to losing control. Timeout.
David Garrard, that looked bad. We'll see when we return if he can stay in the game.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to losing control. It'll be 4th down on the 36-yard line. Jacksonville is out of challenges.
So the Jaguars catch a break. David Garrard's knee was down, but it may have cost him because Mario Williams, when he pulled him down, it looked like David may have twisted that knee.
Yeah,
came down in a really awkward way.
Excuse me, guys. All through the break while we were away at commercial, he was walking in circles just like you would if you were trying to shake off a hurt. It looked pretty bad, but I don't think it's serious for one reason. Nobody's talking to him. He's all right. The training staff is leaving him alone.
So Potlish comes in to punt. Glenn Martinez back deep. Martinez handling punt return duties today because Jacoby Jones was left at home after missing a meeting yesterday. And Potlish hit as he punts it. No flag. Martinez from the 10 up the sideline trying to make a move, and he is brought down at the 18-yard line, a 54-yard punt and a 9-yard return. Montel Owens with some good special teams play along with Jeremy Kane.
Yeah, Potlish isn't happy. He ended up on the ground, and usually they're pretty pretty skittish about letting a punter even be touched. And you see there, that was a big collision at the end of it. I kind of anticipated a little pushing and shoving, but watch as Polish lets this go. And they might say that he was pushed into it. Yeah. Brian Ewu pushed Pollard into the punter. Pollard has a reputation of being a good kick blocker along with being a pretty good safety as well. So they want to make sure they got him, but he was blocked into the punter.
Gary Kubiak with some really good words for Pollard yesterday. They feel like they have a player. That's Schaub. Far side. Now he's working his tight end, Joel Dreesen, who replaced Daniels. 6'4", fourth year out of Colorado State. But let's go back to David Garrard. This year he struggled holding on to the ball.
Yeah, he has. And I think one reason
Garrard has lost 8 fumbles, most in the NFL. Has lost 4 in the last 3 games, all in the red zone. 1 fumble was returned for a touchdown, and that was week 5 at Seattle by Nick Reed. 2nd down and 2 at the 27. Coates to the 30. And he gains 4 on the play. Ellison with the tackle.
Yeah, one of the reasons David Garrard has a problem with that, Gus, and as you saw it there in that package, he likes to run with the football, and he's not afraid of getting hit or taking contact with it in his hand. And that's a dangerous thing for a quarterback to do. So he makes some plays that way. He helps his offense in sometimes, but he does risk some things, and sometimes it comes back to bite him.
1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Leach and Moats in the offset eye. Play fake, bootleg. Schaub all day to throw the bomb. Johnson caught at the 15. 1st down, Texans. And that's a gain of 52.
I spoke to Jack Del Rio, Gus, and he had the most interesting thing I've ever heard an opposing coach say about a receiver. He said, Andre Johnson is open when he's not open. He throws this a double move. He kind of nonchalants it and then hits the burst. And Schaub, watch Schaub throw this. You don't think Schaub knows Andre Johnson's got another gear? He lays that out there like a javelin.
1st down and 10 at the 16. Officially a 53-yard reception. Schaub, sideline. Walter, nice catch. And he gets out of bounds in front of Brackenridge. Gain of 6, but you just had the feeling, and we talked about it, that eventually Andre Johnson would go at Derek Cox. He's only a rookie, and he's extremely talented, Cox. But this is the best receiver in football, at least one of them.
No question, and this is an offense in Houston that averages 4 plays of over 20 yards every game. So you know sooner or later they're going to launch it.
There's Andre Johnson lined up with Cox. He's gone over 1,000 yards now for the season in receiving yards. 2nd and 4 at the 10. Moats straight ahead. And Moats gets down to about the 6.5. Ellison with the tackle. A gain of 3 on the play.
Now this is where Houston is different than Jacksonville. Houston's a much better team when they get down close than Jacksonville, and that makes all the difference. Houston getting down, Jacksonville's down there a lot and can't score. Houston, when they get down there, they come out with touchdowns, and they're close when they get there. I mean, this is a team that can get it done.
Houston has to score here. 3rd down and 1 at the 7. Brown leans in, and he picks up the 1st down at the 5-yard line, maybe even the 4, depending on the spot. So a very interesting twist to the start of this game. Matt Schaub going out with a shoulder injury as you take another look at the run.
Yeah, this is a nice run. I think they got a bad spot there. They spotted this almost out to the 6-yard line. I thought he got almost down to the 5, and those couple of inches make a difference, although they did get the 1st down anyway.
Jack Del Rio watches. Gary Kubiak can't. 1st down and goal at the 5. Tight eye. Leach and Brown. Walter crosses the pitch. Brown looking to throw. Oh, picked up. Whoa! Alexander with the interception. Wow. Why do you run that down here?
I don't know why you run it, but he had no business throwing this football. There's nobody there, and that could do it.
Welcome back. Chris Brown just sitting on the Texans bench. Jacksonville with the football. Matt Schaub controlling his emotions. At the 2, David Garrard throwing. Fires down the field for Holt. Incomplete. And David Garrard is down.
He's going to pick himself up. But man, oh man, he took a nice shot at the end of that play. It's a clean shot. Watch as he goes. You'll see the linebacker. Oh. Yeah, D'Amico Ryans, and yeah, that hurts. You can tell.
Garrard has been getting creamed all day.
Yeah, he shook off a knee twist earlier to stay in the football game and come back into the football game in that position. And the next play, he takes that shot.
2nd down and 10 at the 2-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew in the backfield. They give it to him straight ahead, and he is double-teamed and taken down. Reeves as well as Dials. Let's take another look at the halfback pass for an interception.
Well, if you're watching this in Houston and your TV's still working because you didn't put your foot through it, Chris Brown got no business throwing that ball. Take the loss. He tried to throw it. That contact came and it bobbled away. It was a terrible throw. And it's like one of those things, what do you call that play for? Chris Brown, also the guy that fumbled a football into the end zone against these Jaguars to lose the game in Houston.
Ball thrown outside, incomplete for Sims Walker. So the Texans defense come up and do a nice job, 3 and out for Jacksonville.
And Garrard takes another shot. He's going to feel this game tomorrow. He has not, he hasn't got sacked too much, but he has not been unscathed.
Well, let's see if the Texans go for a block here. Hotlish all the way at the back of the end zone. Good clean snap, they get it away. And this is Martinez coming up at the 45. Wedge is set on the outside. And he goes down. Nice special teams coverage. Tackled by Quentin Groves, a 43-yard punt. No gain. Been a long day for David Garrard, as I'm sure he'll need a nice hot bath after this one because he has gone to the ground numerous times. Meanwhile, Matt Schaub with a bad shoulder takes over at the 46-yard line of Jacksonville. Schaub throwing underneath, flag on the play. Andre Johnson with the grab, and he has the ball at the 28-yard line, but let's see. It's a 19-yard gain.
It's an illegal shift.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap, did not reset for a full second. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, Kevin Walters shifted and moved his foot while the man was in motion, and they called it. It's a ticky-tack call, but they called it, and it brings them back. And I'm sure the guy that called it's on Jacksonville's sideline. He was getting an earful from the Jacksonville sideline because they saw it. Kevin Walter just moved his foot to get a better set after the guy was going in motion, and that's all it took.
So instead of a first down, it's 1st and 15 for Matt Schaub. Under pressure. Incomplete, intended for Andre Johnson. Now tonight, Gary Kubiak's teams have a penchant for allowing the little things to hold them down. 2nd down and 15 at the 49. Schaub again. Over the middle, Anderson with the catch, and little David Anderson gets down after picking up 9 yards. Very important game for both these teams. If the season ended today, Jacksonville would be in the playoffs, virtue of the wild card with a 6-5 record along with Denver. And then you have this Houston Texans team at the bottom.
All those teams are going to start to need help if they don't win out, and that falls into the laps of the Houston Texans. They've got to win games, or else they're going to need a lot of help at the end of the season.
3rd down at 6 at the 42. Schaub again. Steps up in the pocket, wants to run, gets rid of it. And it's incomplete to the sideline. So it's 6:19 remaining in the fourth quarter, down 23-12.
It's 4-down territory.
It's 4-down, is it? That's what I was going to ask you.
It is. There's no question. Gary Kubiak's going down the list now. And I'll tell you, it's not going to be a halfback pass. I'll tell you that much right now. Andre Johnson getting to the outside, stays alive, comes back, just can't pull it in. As Schaub tries to stay alive, and here you go, Gus. 6:19 left in the fourth quarter. You're down by 11.
4th down and 6 at the 42. They need to get to the 36 for first down. Anderson in motion. Schaub in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Schaub to Anderson, first down at the 33. This kid reminds me of you so much, Stevie. Where's your number 89? He's a little guy that is great in space.
Well, he does. They put him in space. They put him at the slot. They bring him in motion to give him a free release off the ball. He runs the quick out right behind Andre Johnson, who clears out the sideline. Andre Johnson goes up the field, and everybody goes with him and vacates the spot for Anderson to come into.
But the Texans pick up a first down at the Jacksonville 32. Schaub over the middle, broken up by the rookie. Derek Cox laying out and making a play.
Well, he almost made a sensational interception on Schaub's pass. Watch as he comes across. He's going to lay out for this and almost pull that in. Schaub, a little bit inaccurate, is low and behind Johnson because the pressure of the pocket was collapsing around him. Cox almost came up with that pick.
2nd down and 10 at the 32. Kevin Walter's been quiet. He's the receiver at the top of your screen. Johnson at the bottom. Anderson in motion. Schaub looking for Walter, and it's an incomplete pass. The ball hit the ground.
And Schaub inaccurate on a couple of throws. The last couple of throws, watch Walter come off. This throw's in the dirt. It's just got to be a better throw than that. You wonder, if Schaub came out after being injured, if that shoulder's starting to stiffen up, his left shoulder starting to bother his throwing motion. The ball's coming in a little low out of the pocket.
3rd down and 10 at the 32. Texans are 4 of 14 on 3rd down conversions. Dreesen in motion. Here comes a corner blitz. Schaub gets rid of it. Walter in traffic makes the catch at the 10-yard line. We said he'd been quiet, but Matt Schaub found him, and it's a gain of 19 on 3rd and 10 in front of Brackenridge.
Well, that's why this team in Houston is so intriguing. They can make plays like this in traffic, tough, backed up against the wall, down late in the fourth, hanging in there, and then they get a little penalty or something that draws or that causes them a chance to win the game. I mean, this team is great, outstanding at moments, and then it's maddeningly disappointing the next.
1st down and 10 at the 12. Schaub again. With time underneath, Andre Johnson breaks a tackle, hits the corner, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Wow! What a piece of power running at the end of that play for Andre Johnson.
I use this in relation to Sims Walker for the Jaguars. He is a grown man. Look at him pull his leg away, puts his shoulder down, takes on the safety, and lunges for the pylon.
Was that a touchdown, Steve?
No, his knee's down right there. You see just outside the 1-yard line. They spotted him inside the 1, so he actually got a favorable spot.
1st down and goal at the 1. Johnson crosses, 2 tight ends, play action. Schaub backside, touchdown, Andre Johnson. And the Texans are right back in this one. But do they have enough time? 4:01 to go.
And they'll go for 2 right here with a 5-point deficit. They'll try and get it to 3 to tie it with a field goal. And it's the right call. Great play action fake down inside to Chris Brown and Andre Johnson. I mean, there you go, Gus. When you think big plays and big moments, you think players, not plays. That halfback pass, they were thinking a play that would score. They weren't thinking a player that would score. In that situation, you go with your star.
Gary Kubiak telling us that he had to move Andre Johnson around because Owen Daniels is gone. So you're going to see him line up in different places. They go for 2. Brown in the backfield. Play fake. Schaub throws incomplete. Broken up. Tyron Brackenridge standing right on the play. 4:01 to go. 23-18 the score. One more look. Texans come up empty on the 2-point conversion. All right, welcome back. And the Texans kick it away. They pop it in the air. Mike Thomas from the 15-yard line. And he goes down at the 24. A 9-yard return. Chris Brown on the sideline after the halfback pass was intercepted. Huge game for both teams. Jacksonville controls their destiny, but they have to keep winning. On first down, the handoff, Maurice Jones-Drew, nothing. Look who came up and made the play, Bernard Pollard. He was shot out of a cannon and threw himself right under Jones-Drew. He's 6'1", 224, and he's been a terrific addition and has had a really solid football game today.
Yeah, he came in from the Kansas City Chiefs mid-season and really started immediately. They were looking for some improved safety play, and he's been the guy that's done it. He's been a great addition both on and off the field for Gary Kubiak.
2nd and 10 at the 24 out of the offset eye. Gerard again, draw play. Maurice Jones-Drew. And Maurice Jones-Drew picks up a first down. And that was a big one at the 40-yard line. Barber with the tackle. And that keeps the clock moving.
Yeah, and watch as Jones-Drew steps up through the hole, and watch him step out of that tackle there by Ryans, steps over another tackle, and finally gets dragged down. You see, and I'll tell you, the Jaguars were jumping up and down after that first down. They realized how big it was for that little draw play to gain 9 yards.
Gary Kubiak just wants the football back, and Maurice Jones-Drew's 15-yard gain will make sure he doesn't get it anytime soon.
There you go. Because that's when they're 7-5, they've gone on to make the teams have gone on to make the playoffs 60% of the time. When you get 7-5 in your record, when that then the drop off, there you go, 5-7, you almost never make it. Unbelievable.
First down at 10 at the 39. Maurice Jones-Drew again. Gains 5 on the play. Now they're saying there's a fumble. That's what the Texans are saying, but no, not the situation.
The play clock will run, and I'll tell you guys, this is at the point of the game when all teams practice. It's called the 4-minute offense. You know, the hurry-up offense and the 2-minute drill. This is a 4-minute offense. You're going to run the football, you're going to stay in bounds, and you're going to use up all the play clock. And he's down. There's no question that's a fumble. You can see guys, I'll tell you, it's nasty under that pile. There's no question about it. But the Jacksonville Jaguars want that clock to run, and Houston wants it to stop.
2nd down and 6 at the 43. Maurice Jones-Drew again. And again he pops a first down. Pollard stops him, an 8-yard gain as he gets out of bounds. The clock stops at 2:23.
Yeah, but they still get the first down, and that's as big as anything, Gus. And I'll tell you, when you can run the football at the end of the game, when you've got the lead, you're going to win. That's all there is to it. The Houston Texans have got to stop Maurice Jones-Drew from getting first downs on the ground. They've got to force David Garrard to either throw it or let the clock run or turn the football back over to them. They cannot let Jacksonville do this to them.
First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew again. This time they gobble him up. No gain, but the Jaguars are doing a nice job manipulating the clock as Houston burns a timeout. 1 timeout remaining, as well as the 2-minute warning. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowell for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Subway postgame show.
And this is it, Gus. It comes down to this with a 2-minute warning and 1 timeout left. the Texans have got to stop the Jaguars from getting another first down. If they get inside the 2-minute warning with a first down, even with one timeout, Houston's not going to be able to win this football game.
Texans have lost 3 in a row after starting the season 5-3. Matt Schaub just wants another opportunity to get on the field. 2:18 to go. 2nd and 10 at the 48. Maurice Jones-Drew, he's been excellent, continuing to run, and he's close to another first down. He's about 2 yards short, gained 7 on the play. Pollard and Reeves again.
And they take their last time out right here to the Houston Texans on a 3rd and 2 left. This is it. If they get this first down, that would do it. Chris Brown still got to be shaking his head over the pass he threw that he shouldn't have thrown.
In week 3, talking about that, Jacksonville led Houston by 7 with just over 2 minutes left when Chris Brown fumbled on the goal line and the Jaguars' Darryl Smith recovered, sealing the Jacksonville victory 31-24. And then,
moments ago they tried the ill-fated halfback pass and ended up coming up short on the series, turning it over, their last opportunity to score. Then they came back, got it back, and did score a touchdown. So turnovers are the real issue here today.
Maurice Jones-Drew looking for the first down, and he has it.
And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a tough NFL tackle. That was it right there.
And it brings us to the 2-minute warning with the score, Jacksonville 23, Houston 18. Welcome back. A look at the AFC wildcard picture. Jacksonville controlling their own destiny. They will win this game by taking a knee.
You talk about it, Gus. The last play that Maurice Jones-Drew ran for that first down, you got two teams battling to win this game. It's their last opportunity as you get one more look at those playoffs and how close everybody is. Now, Houston's getting a break because Tennessee is losing, Miami is losing, and the Jets just got to 6-6. So there's 3 teams they're still going to be tied with. But Pittsburgh is in a tussle trying to get their next win, and Baltimore has yet to play this weekend.
David Garrard takes a knee once again, coming up on the Subway postgame show. Join JB and the crew for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. Week 13, that's coming up on the Subway postgame show. What a game this turned out to be, as Gary Kubiak will have to answer a lot of questions after this one. And
yeah, I think the play of the game, there was 2 of them. One was that halfback pass that took away the opportunity to score, in which they would have come back, all things being equal. They would have scored another touchdown, which they did after that. It would have given them a chance to win. And then, of course, that last first down run that Maurice Jones-Drew made to put this game away.
But for Jack Del Rio, he continues to march on with this football club, defeating Houston 23-18. Jacksonville still rolling as the 2 gentlemen shake hands in the center of the field. Matt Schaub came back, heroic effort, but David Garrard was the bigger leader today as the Jaguars win it 23-18. For Steve Tasker, Gus Johnson saying so long from Jacksonville, Florida. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.